Hey, it's April. I'm checking in because I'm having a lot of thoughts about somebody's life. Somebody is going over their whole life and sort of doing a life review. You have always had battles. You have had battles since you were born. There was always something going on, or about to go on in your life. Because you were chosen and called before you were born, the battle started then. People did things to you that they were not supposed to do to you as a young child. You were either physically hurt by adults, older children, hitting, kicking, all those types of things, or you were sexually hurt at a young age because the demons in those people wanted to defile what was in you, because you were this pure chosen vessel with this unique energy. They wanted to spoil it and or take it, and that's why that started at such a young age. And when that messed you up, you started being rebellious and sometimes a little, I don't want to say crazy, but doing things that were out of the box, that were risky, that were rebellious toward your parents and things later. Maybe rebellious toward higher authorities like the law and the government, because you were angry. You were basically wilding out because you had been hurt and molested in ways you mostly couldn't even talk about. Nobody protected you. Instead, if you tried to tell anybody, they told you were lying and protected the abuser, okay? In some cases, your own parents are the ones who sold you. They didn't tell you they sold you. They just left a huge opportunity open for these people to hurt you, and didn't fight for you and didn't protect you at key points. And they tried to play it off as if they weren't involved because they weren't the ones physically touching you, but they were involved in some cases. They're hiding it. They don't want you to know what they did to you. The harm that was done to you was allowed or facilitated by them for their own supposed gain. And then they were tricked and later realized that the gain wasn't anywhere near what they thought it would be. And that's all the enemy of our souls does. Promises things, promises exchanges, and it's always deceptive, and they always take more than they give when it's from a place of darkness. There's no good and perfect gifts except from above in heaven. There's no good and perfect gifts from hell. And I hate that I have to even say that, but that's the truth. So anyway, you were abused. It messed you up. You did a lot of things you're not proud of because you were reacting to how you had been misused, mishandled, all these things. And on top of it, there was shame for you, the victim, instead of for the perpetrator, which is so messed up. And that made you not able to really talk about it. If it's just a horrible circle, and I feel so bad even having to say it, but I want to affirm that you're not the only one, and there are a lot of people who went through this stuff. Okay, not everybody went through it. You could tell because they're not reacting the way that you did. They're more well adjusted as kids and teenagers and stuff because they didn't get tampered with like you did. But anyway, you were built from going through all that adversity and built from experiencing all those things, plus being anointed and chosen and called already. Like, it's having the opposite effect from what the enemy of your soul wanted it to have. And they're pretty pissed off, excuse me, they're pretty angry that it didn't work the way that they expected. They expected you to self-destruct. They expected you to kill yourself, either directly or indirectly through doing risky things, illicit sex, drugs, stuff like that. They expected you to go ahead and off yourself, but that didn't happen. And then they went scrambling, trying to figure out that, they have meetings in hell. Like, how do we get rid of this person before they fulfill the calling that they were put on earth to do? Okay? And since they couldn't get you to off yourself, and they weren't allowed to off you themselves, then they started playing mind games with you. Trying to get you distracted, trying to get you off doing stupid things, trying to send counterfeit business relationships, counterfeit friendships, counterfeit spouses, to get you distracted, staying upset, and therefore not able to concentrate on what you were put on earth to do. They'd rather take you through hell and endless circles than have you actually doing that which you were sent through your mother's portal to come here on earth to do. And it's crazy, but unfortunately, there's going to be some kind of price to pay if you never do what you were put on earth to do. I don't know what that price is. I don't know what you were put on earth to do. You should probably start meditating or praying or whatever the tenets of your particular faith entails until you get clarity on why you're here on earth. Seriously. And if you're already in your calling, like let's say you're called to be a master plumber, okay? All you would have to do is keep doing what you're doing and stay focused on that and be excellent at that instead of being wound up in some nonsense. And you'll know the difference between whether you're on the right track or not by your peace. If your peace leaves you, you're upset, you're anxious, you're angry all the time, that means something is distracting you. Something is taking you off your square, is what we would call it here. And refocusing on what you came to earth to do will stop the anxiety, stop the constant angst and rage and all that stuff you're experiencing. Somebody or some entity somewhere is tampering with you. So be blessed. I hope everything works out for you. Peace.